I'm going to be giving the overview of the ECE major, and I'm assisted here today with Camille Milo. She'll introduce herself in just a bit. What we'll do is we'll go through a presentation that covers the electrical and computer engineering major, and we'll see a video, and a little bit later on in the presentation, you'll also get to meet some current ECE students via an ECE student panel, and also an opportunity to see some ECE student projects. So with that, I'm going to start sharing my screen here, and we'll get underway with our program. Again, thanks so much for being here this morning. We really appreciate it. Karen Unger is my name. I've been with the Electrical and Computer Engineering Department for over 20 years. And about 15 of that, I've been an academic advisor. And I'll be presenting the overview of the department and the ECE major. And then following my presentation, we'll be showcasing student projects. And the intent there is to give you a practical idea of the applications of the electrical and computer engineering major. I'm joined today by Camille Milo. Camille, if you would please introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Camille. I am a 5th year studying biomedical and chemical and biological engineering. So we're kind of near the ECE realm. But yeah, I'm here for tech support and really to support Taryn here. I just also want to preface that we are recording this session. So if that helps you in terms of wanting to share your camera or not, we definitely would like some interaction, but just preface that we are recording. So thank you for being here.
Thanks, Camille. So today you're going to see a sampling of projects that are focused on a variety of areas. The first group of students will showcase projects that cover the medical, veterinarian, and agricultural applications, and they'll be followed by projects related to the area of aerospace, robotics, and the automotive fields. We'll also hear about specific applications of embedded systems and programming languages, and then we'll round out our student projects with topics covering weather, radar, and lasers. You'll also get to meet Professor Olivera Natarish. Olivera teaches a sophomore level hands-on project course, and she also manages our year-long capstone senior design project. So she will be here as well. And then this afternoon from 1 to 2 o'clock, we're going to have a student panel entitled Beyond the Classroom. We're really hoping that you can join us for that. It's a group of current ECE students that are here to talk about their experiences and answer questions that you may have about the major, the impact that you can have as an electrical and computer engineering major, and why, given all the choices of programs across the country, they picked electrical and computer engineering at CSU. So feel free to use the chat function as we're going through. We'll try to take some of your question and answers, questions at the end of my program, and we'll address that too. But I also wanted to do a Jamboard. I don't know how many of you have done a Jamboard in the past, but I would really like to be able to find out a little bit more about you, and see if we can learn about where you're from, possibly what your high school, if you want to give a shout out to your current high school, what you'd really like to know about electrical and computer engineering, what you're looking forward to hearing about today. So you can grab over here on the left-hand side a little sticky note, and you can just pop in there and type in where you're from. Wonderful. Someone from California, welcome. Greeley, welcome. Someone wanting to see student projects. Another person from Greeley, thank you. Oh, what's the difference between computer engineering and computer science? That's a very frequent question, and we'll address that today as well. Vista Peak Prep from Aurora, welcome. How do I pick between computer engineering and electrical engineering? Very good question. There's a lot of similarities there, but there definitely are differences. Very cool. Well, thank you very much for that. I really appreciate that. And that'll help guide some of our conversation today. And is there a lot of coding in computer and electrical engineering? Also a very excellent question. I'm from Washington. Are you from Washington State? I used to live in Woodinville, Washington. I really enjoyed my time there. Excellent. I moved around a lot when I was younger, been in Colorado for the past approximately 8 to 9 years. Do I need to know how to code before starting at CSU? Another very good question. The answer is no, but you'll have lots of opportunities to learn coding as part of this program too. Okay, fabulous. Let me switch back to my program here. Thank you for taking part of that. I really appreciate that. And as Camille mentioned, we will be recording this session today. So a big takeaway from today's session should be that your degree in ECE will afford you endless possibilities. So what can I do with a degree in ECE? It's a very broad field, so your path depends on your interests. Careers can range from a designer at a high-tech company to a researcher at a national park or working on a spacecraft for NASA. The applications of electrical and computer engineering are extensive and are a big part of our everyday lives. As I mentioned in my introduction, we'll showcase student projects today that demonstrate how this major relates to aerospace, robotics, automotive and transportation, medicine, veterinary, agricultural fields, programming, and embedded systems, and how we use electrical and computer engineering in predicting severe weather using radar and lasers. So ECE drives what is inside modern technology. Modern technology and products are driven by the imagination of engineers who work in the field of electrical and computer engineering. Smartphones, smart watches, alternative energy, electric vehicles, and other modes of transportation, big data management, processing that data, the security of that data, gaming, and radar and satellite images are just a few. So making an impact, it's important to know that engineers make an impact. By choosing this major, you're choosing to make a difference and to make an impact. Pursuing ECE will allow you to use your knowledge and creativity to improve and impact people's lives in ways that are meaningful. You can bring ideas to life using the latest science, latest tools, and latest technology. You can create solutions that are essential to our health, our happiness, and our safety. Adam Hicks was a recent graduate in our electrical and computer engineering department. He majored in electrical engineering. And when we asked him about why he chose ECE, he said, I chose to study the major because the modern world is built on the backbone of ECE and its related discoveries. I want to better understand these technologies so that I can contribute in some small way. Examples of industry that hire ECE grads. So, where might you work upon graduating with a degree in ECE? Well, again, the prospects are incredibly broad. Maybe you'll choose to work in data science and management, perhaps in the area of alternative energy, maybe in the biomedical field like Camille. She's combining her biomedical major with chem and biomedical. Perhaps you are interested in aerospace. transportation, or maybe you want to go on and teach and be in the education or even in the research areas. This is an interesting slide, and I'd like for you to take a look at this because I think you're going to recognize a lot of the company names. You'll most likely recognize Keysight, Avaya, Arrow, Medtronic, Wolf Robotics, IBM, Intel, Woodward, even Anheuser-Busch and Miller Coors. The ECE department has a very strong, what we call IAB, an Industrial Advisory Board. So our Industrial Advisory Board has been in existence for over 20 years. It's comprised of companies all up and down the Front Range, and many of the representatives on the board are alums of our department. So they graduated from our department with an electrical or a computer engineering degree. And why do I mention it? This is important to note because they attended our program as electrical or computer engineers. They know and understand our curriculum. They know and understand our courses and the projects that our students do, and that which allows them to provide important feedback on how well we're preparing our current students to become successful engineers upon graduation. So they also inform us of trends that are happening in industry. They hire our students for internships, and then they recruit them as future employees. So again, these are companies that are all up and down the Front Range, and we have representatives sitting on the Industrial Advisory Board who are incredibly valuable to our department. There is a very high demand for students who major in electrical and computer engineering, and that demand continues to be high. In addition to having a meaningful career, you'll be making a lucrative salary. Our curriculum is intentional in that it helps you find your passion and interest with project-based courses and opportunities for undergraduate research and internship. So, even though our program will earn you a high-paying salary, we help you find your fit and craft a career around your passions. One stat that we're pretty proud of is that 100% of our students who graduated from our program last year found employment related to their major. The median annual salary for a student who graduates with a degree in our major is right around $98,500. But you also have to understand that soft skills matter. We do make this a part of our curriculum. So for example, communication, it's necessary because you have to be able to express complex and sometimes abstract ideas. From a technical perspective, engineers will need to work alongside experts in other domains to optimize something for a particular purpose or a particular project. So for example, someone who works in hardware is collaborating with someone who works in software. And you also often have to be able to communicate ideas to people who understand the tech terminology as compared to those individuals who may not understand electrical and computer engineering type of technology. Adaptability is important as engineers face constant change in technology. So today, even when we look back in the past 5 years, the past 10 years, the past 20 years, the change that we've seen with technology is incredibly fast moving. So you do need to be able to adapt. And creativity is required to blend with your technical expertise so that you can know how to solve problems creatively while using your technical expertise. ECE alumni, where are they now? Well, our students go on to do amazing things with their degrees. We talk about companies who hire electrical and computer engineers. So where are they now and what are they doing? Well, here's a sampling of recent electrical and computer engineering students who graduated from our program within the last 5 years. Veronica, the first bullet there, she currently works for the United Launch Alliance, which is located in Littleton, Colorado. She's an electrical systems engineer working on rockets. She interned at ULA, but before that, she also interned at Total Benchmark Solutions of Fort Collins company testing software. Sharmila works for the Jet Propulsion Lab at Caltech, which is part of NASA in California. She's an instrument lead engineer on the Sentinel-6 satellite mission, which analyzes key high precision sea level measurements along our coasts. Josh works for Keysight Technologies in Loveland, and he's testing and designing electrical systems for failure analysis. He interned at Zebulon Solutions, which is a product design company in Longmont, Colorado. Jeremy works for Xcel Energy as a power test engineer out of Littleton. Jared is a software engineer at Lockheed Martin Space at the Boulder campus. He interned at Arrow Electronics in Centennial. He also did undergraduate research in the ECE department's Microwave Systems Lab. Our Microwave Systems Lab uses satellite technology in microwave systems for remote sensing of the Earth's oceans, the Earth's land and atmosphere to monitor hazardous weather and global climate change. Jillian works for Lockheed Martin Space also, but at the Littleton campus. She's a systems security engineer. She also interned at Arrow Electronics and Lockheed Martin prior to getting hired. Aaron works for OA Hotels. He currently moved to Amsterdam, as a matter of fact, just within this last month, and he's working in data security for that company. He also used to work for SpaceX, and at one point he taught a sophomore level ECE course while at CSU. Adam is an electrical engineer. He's the one that I quoted earlier today. He works at the Institute of Telecommunication Science in Boulder, and he interned at the US Department of Commerce, designing and building sensors for the city of Boulder. And Daniel is an electrical utility design engineer at Leidos, which is located in Colorado Springs, and their focus is on national security, health systems, and infrastructure. So I'm hoping that this slide gives you a really good idea of the mix of where our students are currently employed, how they're contributing in so many different ways, on so many different levels, in so many different areas of electrical and computer engineering. There's many disciplines within electrical and computer engineering, but these are the major areas of research that occur in our department. So within our department, faculty not only teach, they conduct research. There are 7 main areas of research in our department, to include biomedical engineering, communications and signal processing, computer engineering, controls, robotics, electric power and energy systems, electromagnetics and remote sensing, lasers, optics, and applications. I think I mentioned briefly that Camille is in a 5-year program. She has partnered up her major, chemical and biological engineering, with a biomedical degree. We also offer that in our department. So you can do a 5-year program partnering up with biomedical engineering and electrical engineering. And then also, just to expand a little bit more about the computer engineering part, we have faculty that conduct research in embedded systems and the Internet of Things. So you probably have heard of Internet of Things, IoT, which refers to interconnected, interrelated objects that are able to transfer data over wireless networks. Examples of IoT are your Fitbit, Siri, Alexa, and smart appliances like smart cars and Tesla. And our lasers and optics area lasers are the key components of many products that we use every day. So consumer products like Blu-ray, DVD, rely on laser technology, barcode scanners, also rely on lasers for information processing, and lasers are also used in many surgical procedures, such as LASIK eye surgery and MRIs. So I'm going to have Camille share a video with us. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I'll have her show a video that's actually available on the ECE website, but I thought I'd share this with you today too.
Can you all see this, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, I can see it.
Cool, thank you. Alrighty, here we go.
Welcome to Colorado State. I'm glad you're taking a look at our program here in electrical and computer engineering. My name is Tony Maciejewski, and I'm the head of the department here at Colorado State University. And I'd like to give you a look at our program so that you have all the information you need to decide that this is the best program for you. One of the great things about an electrical or computer engineering degree is it is extremely broad, and you can combine it with whatever your personal interests are. Our alumni have done things as diverse as starting their own companies, doing research for the National Park Service, or even sending an unmanned vehicle to Mars. So I first came to Colorado State 12 years ago after spending 14 years in the faculty at Purdue University. And at my first glance, I was hooked at Colorado. Obviously, there's a lot of things to do here, beautiful environment, great place to live, but what really got me was the educational programs here at Colorado State. So Colorado State is a relatively large state university, and you'll get all the benefits that come along with that. However, our department is relatively small. Our student to faculty ratio is only 12:1, so you'll get all of that one-on-one attention that our program can give you from faculty who are internationally known in their individual disciplines. While you may think that electrical and computer engineering is a bit abstract, it's anything but. There are a wide range of applications. And here we like to focus on hands-on projects within our curriculum. You start very early. We have many projects in the sophomore year, and we culminate with a year-long senior design project that allows you to incorporate all of those things that you've been studying throughout your curriculum. And that's where it really pays off. It's incredibly rewarding for me and my faculty here to see the excitement in our students after they've done one of these senior design projects. So in our major, we focus a lot on teamwork. You'll see a lot of students around here working together, working hard on this material. And I'm not going to lie, electrical engineering is not an easy discipline, and it may not be for you. But those students that really get into it, they really enjoy the challenge, and they get excited, and there's a huge payoff at the end. Our students are able to transfer all of that knowledge and project experience into a career that's equally fulfilling with all the same challenges and excitement.
Thank you, Camille. So that's also a very good overview of what we have to offer here in our program. That video is also shared on our website. So as Professor Maciejewski, who is our department head, mentioned in the video, the ECE discipline is very broad. So we incorporate a project-based curriculum throughout your time here. As a freshman, you'll begin your studies with a 100-level digital circuit logic class, a DC circuit analysis class, and a 100-level Java programming class. You'll also have an option to do an open option project that is specifically targeted for freshmen to give you a hands-on experience right from the start. As a sophomore, you'll be taking an Intro to Microprocessors class and ECE 202, which is a circuit theory applications course. And this is a projects course where you'll get to use circuits and Arduinos. 300-level courses in your junior year are the meat and potatoes of your degree, and it helps you to prepare for your capstone senior design project. The capstone project allows you to use all that you've learned as a freshman, sophomore, and junior and apply that to a topic of which you have interest. I do want to mention a program that we have in our department called Engineers in Residence, the EIR program. The ECE department is incredibly fortunate to have a program called Engineers in Residence. This is an amazing program piloted right here in our department. Other ECE programs across the country have taken notice of this program and are modeling their EIR programs after ours. So the EIR is a partnership with the Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers, which is IEEE. We have a student chapter of IEEE in our department. The program was launched in the fall of 2015. There's approximately 23 local engineers in industry who volunteer to hold lab hours and work alongside our students in our projects labs. Last year, they volunteered approximately 325 hours to work alongside our students in the labs. And it's hugely popular, not only amongst the students, but the engineers as well. So how can I improve my undergrad experience? As an undergrad student in the ECE department, you want to make the most of your experience, and that may mean taking charge of what happens while you're here. ECE is a challenging discipline, so be kind to yourself. You are learning a lot of new things and adapting to college life. Make academics a priority. You'll be very glad that you did. But also make time for yourself. There's a lot to do and enjoy on this campus and a lot to do in Fort Collins. Know about and try all kinds of resources because one size doesn't fit all. Take charge and reach out. All students need assistance at some point. Do not be reluctant to seek out tutoring, office hours, study groups. Find a way in case you are struggling. Waiting too long can be very bad, so seek out help before problems emerge. And ask yourself, how can I plan better for getting my homework done, managing my time, getting the rest that I need so that I can perform well in my class? Which student organizations are in the ECE department and which ones may be interesting outside of my major? We will be addressing that in a student panel a little bit later today, but there are many options for getting involved on CSU's campus. Staying healthy and connected with current family and friends, cultivating new friendships is always important for a great experience at CSU. And undergraduate research, seek out those opportunities and ask other students about their experiences and explore opportunities for study abroad. So we're fortunate today to be joined by some of our current students who will be sharing their student projects. We'll be hearing from IREC, which is the Intercollegiate Rocket Engineering Competition team. We'll be hearing from the electric go-kart team that are designing and building a go-kart powered by an electric motor and embedded control systems. We also use this project to introduce students to the STEM field. We'll also hear from the medical well plate team. The Smart Well Plate project aims to create methods to detect and quantify cell responses to pharmaceuticals. We'll hear from the canine exoskeleton design team. They aim to find practical and cost-effective solutions that minimize the need for human assistance for canines that are afflicted with hind limb disabilities. And we'll hear from the wheat stem sawfly detection project, whose goal is creating an electronic device that detects sawflies in wheat stems before they hatch and spread, doing internal damage to crops. We'll hear from Devin Pohl. He is a computer engineering student. He'll talk about vertically integrated projects and other hands-on projects in ECE. And we'll also hear from the radar calibration using drones teams that will discuss how they're using those drones to detect severe weather. So we're getting near the time for our projects to start. So I'll just briefly mention that there are a lot of things that you'll want to do to prepare as an incoming freshman to the ECE department. Transitioning can be challenging. Just know that you'll want to take the math placement exam. Study skills and time management are key to success in this major, taking advantage of resources. And please, when in doubt, ask your advisor so that you understand your degree and curriculum requirements. And there's so many different activities in departmental organizations. IEEE, you'll hear from HKN, but we also have chapters in SWE, SHIP, NSBE, and SEDS, which is the Students for the Exploration and Development of Space, to name a few. So again, I'm Karen Ungerer. We also have a presence on Facebook and Instagram. There's the link to our website. And the rest of the day today, you'll get to see and hear about senior design projects, participate in an ECE student panel, again called Beyond the Classroom, and virtual tours of the ECE department and labs will begin at 2 o'clock.